The study of dynamics considers forces, how they add together, and the accelerations that result from that. In this unit, you have discovered there are different types of forces, including weight or gravitational force, normal force, tension, and friction. In all of those cases, generally, the forces are constant. That is to say, the magnitude is not changing. If the magnitude is going to change, the simplest mathematical form would be proportional. Forces that are proportional to a displacement are known as Hooke's law forces. This particular experiment is actually two short ones combined together. In the first one, you are going to demonstrate that a spring follows Hooke's law. That is to say, if you double the displacement, the extension of the spring, it will require twice the amount of force to do so. The second experiment concerns friction. Friction is very difficult to explain theoretically, so instead we deal with it empirically. That is to say, we take a look at actual measurements and the mathematical relationship between them. The empirical relationship for friction claims that the force of friction will be proportional to the normal force. The constant that relates one to the other is known as the coefficient of friction. In the second experiment, you'll have a chance to graph data to determine the coefficient of friction for something that is at rest and friction is stopping it from moving, but also for something that is moving at a constant speed and friction is trying to slow it down and stop it. The materials for these two experiments are a ruler, rubber bands, and a spring scale for Hooke's law, and a CD case or book, a rubber band, a spring scale, and bottles of water or equivalent masses for the frictional force activity. For Hooke's law, pull on a rubber band and record the applied force resulting from a pull with respect to its relaxed state. Record the data in a data table on the report sheet. Collect data for two different rubber bands and graph the data in LoggerPro, following all the standard graphing conventions. Find the slopes of both lines. For frictional force, pull on a paperback or CD case with a spring scale, increasing the weight on each trial. Record both the applied force that causes the book to break free and also the average force while pulling on the book at a constant speed. Record the data in the data table on the report sheet. Graph the data for both static and kinetic friction in LoggerPro, following all the standard graphing conventions, and find the slopes of both lines.